Hi everyone, my name is Susie Q and I am the owner and maker of Glitter with Susie Q. If you like the content that you're seeing, please like, subscribe, and share. You can also connect with me by Facebook, Instagram, and email.
Hey everybody, thank you for coming back to my channel. If you are a returning viewer, if this is your first time here, thank you for stopping by, and I hope you enjoy learning how to make this fall plaid tumbler. Plaid tumblers are very labor intensive to me, but they are totally worth the effort it takes because of how beautiful they are. They are very time consuming and they take a lot of steps. So as of right now, this video is about an hour long. I am going to be cutting a lot of things out of it because it is also very repetitive. So my goal is to have a much shorter video, and if you have any questions, just ask them in the comments. We are going to start off with our sanded tumbler, and it is not prepped with any color. We are just going to sand it, and then we're going to start taping it. So I am using about an 1.5-inch thick tape. I wanted bigger squares for my plaid pieces. So I am taking my 1.5-inch thick painter's tape and I am running it along the bottom. So as you can see, I've left a probably 1/4 inch gap between the bottom of the cup and where my first piece of tape starts. I am also only going to be doing the plaid on about half of the cup. So I am just going to take this and I'm going to put 3 sections of tape going around the cup. I am trying to put the tape as close as I can to each other so that way there isn't a gap or anything in between my tape for when I start applying my paint, glitter glue, and eventually my glitter. So I am just taking this and I am going to wrap my tape around the cup. I am going to show you how I create the squares for my plaid tumbler. Now, I might do this the hard way. I might do this the where you're wasting more tape way, but for me, this is the best way for me to figure out how to make sure that my pattern on my plaid doesn't get messed up. So this is easiest for me. If you have an easier way of creating a plaid, by all means go for it. But this for me is the way that I make a plaid because that's how my brain works. Alrighty, so now I have the around the cup taped off. Now I'm gonna go up and down the cup and I'm gonna do the same thing. I am going to put this 1.5-inch tape just as straight as I possibly can onto the cup. And then I am going to take another piece of tape, put it right next to it, and go all the way around the cup. In order for you to not have two colors of the same color, not to have the same color back to back in 2 squares right next to each other, you need to make sure that you have an even number of tape squares going up and down. So whether you have 4 or 6, that's up to you and your tape size, but I just make sure that you create on your, I'll call it north and south, from your top and your bottom, that you have an even number of tape going from top to bottom. And so as you can see, I am just lining up the tape from one side to the other, and this tape does not fit perfectly in all the way around the cup. So I do have one square that is bigger than the others. It doesn't bother me. I know that that's kind of part of plaid, especially on a thing that you cannot change the surface area. If it bothers you, then you might have to create your own strips in your Cricut design space, or with your Silhouette Studio. But for me, I just use tape, and I just understand that more than likely I am going to have a square that is either bigger or smaller than the others, depending upon the tape that I am using. So you'll see that I'm putting this little piece of tape up at the top of the tumbler, and I'm doing that purely just to remind me exactly where I have started doing my cuts. So I need to make my tape into the squares. Right now it's long strips going around and up and down the cup. So I am just taking my craft knife, and as carefully as I can, I am following the line of where the two pieces of tape meet up. I am going incredibly slow at this point, and I am trying to make sure that I am making this line as straight as humanly possible. Once I get done going up and down the cup, I will then turn my cup on its side and I will go around the cup. This is creating the squares for you to be able to label and pull apart here in a moment once we start our plaid process. So here I am turning the cup on its side, and now I'm just going to go around my cup, and I am going to cut the tape so that everything is in individual squares. Quick side note, I remember why I was looking at my cup so hard now. I am going to take a piece of tape to help me see where those lines are. I was having a really hard time finding those lines, and so I wanted to make sure it was straight. So I just took another piece of tape and I wrapped it around where the other piece of tape is. I'm going to use that as my guide. I'll unwrap that tape, put it down on the next section, and then cut around that section. So at this point, I should have taken that piece of tape that I just used to cut, and I should have put it around the very top of our cup. And you'll see here in a moment why, but when I start taking off those pieces to start glittering it, there's no top line for me. And you'll see here in a minute. So if I had just put another tape line down, it would have been easy. I solved the problem, but just so you know. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm taking a permanent marker and I am labeling what colors need to go where. If I don't label, I'm gonna mess it up. So I drew it out on a sheet of paper. I then am using that sheet of paper in order to label my cup. B means blue, G means gold, and M means mix. So I'm going to take this blue paint and I am then going to squirt some out onto a plate, and then I'm going to mix my CrystaLac glitter glue with it, and this is going to be my base color and my adhesive. So here I am just mixing together my paint and my glitter glue, and then you will see me here in a moment start pulling up those pieces and painting and glittering each one of my squares that is labeled B. So this is the part that I was talking about a moment ago, where I pulled up this piece of tape and then realized, oh no, I need to have a straight line up here at the top. So I just took that little piece and I put it up there, and that ended up being my boundary for me to know when to stop painting and glittering. It would have been just much easier if I had taken one more piece of tape and wrapped it around the top, but I didn't. Learn from me. And it was an easy enough problem to solve, but just learn from me. So here I am just painting my cup, and I am then going to take my glitter and I am going to glitter this part of my cup. So now I'm going to go to the bottom square in that same row that has the B, and I'm going to peel up that piece of tape as well. It was here that I was like, oh darn, I should have put another piece of tape right down here at the bottom so that I had a straight line to keep that about 1/4 inch gap. But again, just use that piece of tape, taped it off, it ended up working out just fine. So here I am going to paint this square and then I'm going to glitter it. This process, it's the same over and over and over and over again. So here in a moment, I'm gonna finish letting you watch this square and probably one more, and then I'm gonna cut the rest of them out again so this video is not an hour plus long. Here is all of the blue squares are completely done now, and I am just showing you what it looks like. I am now going to set this aside for at least 2 hours and let this glitter glue dry all the way. Now that my glitter glue is dry, I am now going to take a 50-50 mix of water and glitter glue, and I'm going to put it in this little cup right here, and I'm going to take a little paintbrush and I am just going to dab it on everywhere that I have put this blue glitter so far. I'm doing this now so that when I do my other colors of glitter, I'm not worried about my blue glitter getting contaminated with my gold glitter or with my mixed glitter or anything like that. I just want this really, really sealed in. And then once I have it really sealed in, I'm going to let this dry for another 2 hours, and then I will go into my next color. Now go ahead and set this aside and let your glitter glue dry for at least 2 hours. Alright, so this is after I've let it dry for at least 2 hours. I am now going to do my mixed glitter. So I'm using Hey There by Glitter Chimp and Blue Steel by Glitter Chimp. The blue steel is the same blue that I used before, and this Hey There is going to be my gold glitter. For my mix, I'm doing, it's not quite a 50-50 mix. I wanted this to be more gold than I did blue, so I put in a little bit more gold glitter than I did blue. So here I am just adding in, and I didn't measure anything. I just put some in and then mixed it up, saw how it was looking, and then made my adjustments from there. So there are no measurements for this. I just went off by my sight and kind of the vision that I had in my head. Alright, so now I'm taking my gold paint and my CrystaLac glitter glue, and again, I am mixing them together to make my adhesive. I will tell you right now, I did not use enough glitter glue for this section. I know that looks like a lot, but the mixed did not stick to my cup as well as I wanted it to. So here, after it all dries and stuff, I have to go back and do another layer of the glitter glue and the mixture glitter. So always err on the side of putting too much glitter glue and not enough, because it was kind of a pain to do all of this work and then have to go back in and fill in patchy spotches, because there were very apparent patchy spotches. So I am just going to follow the same process that I did before. I'm going to take off a piece of tape. On my top and my bottom, I'm going to lay that tape down to create a straight line. In the There was no mix, I believe, no, there are. But I am just going to take this square by square. So you can see that I'm kind of struggling to get this off because there's now some glitter glue on it. But I am just trying to take this tape off, and I'm going to set it at the bottom in order to get a nice clean square. And it looks like I'm taking all of them off. I normally don't do that. I normally just take one off at a time. But I am going to take off this, the tape, and then I am going to paint it and then immediately use my mixed glitter to, oh, I know why. I'm an idiot. Because the mixed glitter is going to go on the bottom. That's why it doesn't matter if there's not a piece of tape on the bottom for this glitter. I like to put the mixed glitter on the bottom. So what I'm doing is I'm starting off on the bottom, and I am going to paint this the glitter glue and paint mixture, and then glitter with the mixed glitter. So now I go through and I peel off the other pieces of tape that have an M on them. I do the exact same process. I put my paint down and then I adhere my glitter glue onto that paint. No, I adhere my glitter onto the paint and glitter glue mixture. Once this row is painted and glittered, I'll move to the top and I'm going to go ahead and cut that out of the video because I think you guys have figured out what the next step is. And here is all of the mixed glitter on the tumbler. I'm going to set this aside for at least 2 hours and let it dry. So here I am just pointing out the places that you can see where not enough glue was on my tumbler and they're super patchy. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking my glitter glue, I am putting it straight onto my cup, I am spreading that around, and then I'm going to add more of the mixed glitter to the cup. So I'm gonna let you guys see about 1 row of this, and then after that I'm gonna cut the rest out. But the only reason why I'm doing this is because of my, it was so splotchy and so patchy that it needed another coat. So I wouldn't normally do this if I had a really good coat like I did with the blue, but because this is so patchy, that's why I'm doing a second layer. So here it is after redoing all of my mixed glittered squares. Now here I am, and I'm going to go through with my 50-50 mix, and I am going to, my 50-50 mix of water and glitter glue, and I am going to seal in my mixed colors now. Now that I have finished sealing in all of my mixed glitter squares, I am going to go through and I am going to peel off all of the 3 remaining tape squares that I have on. I'm doing this, I'm trying to do it as slow and as carefully as I can, but you'll see that I accidentally pulled a little too hard and I pulled up some of that glitter mixture right there. It's okay, I'm able to fix it in the end. It's fine, not a big deal. But just go really slow and really try to peel this and stay as close to the cup as you possibly can while you are peeling up this tape. I'm doing this because we have several layers of glue and paint on these pieces of tape, and they're already hard enough to get off, so I did not want this another layer of glue to really dry and make it even harder for me to remove this tape. So that's why I'm removing the tape now, as opposed to how I've done it in the past and wait until I'm ready to paint and glitter. By now you know the drill. Set it aside for at least 2 hours, let this glitter glue dry, and then we can come back for our last set of squares. All right, now we have the last square that we are doing. So I am going to take my gold paint, and then I am going to spray a ton of glitter glue on it. I don't want to make the same mistake again of not having enough glitter glue and having to redo the gold section like I did the mixed. So I am just going to take my paint and my glitter glue, mix them together, paint those squares, and then put glitter on them. I will probably edit out all but one of these squares. There are only 3 of them, but again, to save time in the video, so you guys don't have to sit here and watch forever and ever. As you can see, I am trying to paint as carefully as possible. I really don't want to get any of this gold paint and mixture on any of the squares that have been glittered so far. So I'm just doing my absolute best to stay inside the square and only paint what needs to be painted. Alrighty, so I got all 3 of the squares glittered, and now I'm gonna move to the top of my cup. I want the top of my cup to be the same gold color, so I am just taking that same paint and glitter mixture that I used, and I am going to just paint the top of the cup, and then I am going to glitter the top of the cup, just like you normally would in any other circumstances of you glittering and doing any other cup. So here is the top of the cup. I'm painting it, and then I'll glitter it. Once the glitter is on, set your cup aside for at minimum 2 hours. Let the glitter glue dry, and then we can move on to the next step. So now that the glitter glue is dry, you can see that there's some like gold in the other colors. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my brush and I'm just going to gently brush off the glitter that is in the wrong square. I am now going to take my 50-50 mixture of glitter glue and water, and I'm going to seal those gold squares that we just got done glittering. I am also going to seal the gold glitter up at the top of the cup. So my glitter glue was a little bit runny, and I noticed that it was kind of like running all over the cup. So what I did was I ended up putting it on my turner for about 10 minutes till it stopped running, and then turned the turner off and let the glue finish drying. After 2 hours, I went ahead and I put a coat of the epoxy on there and let that cure overnight. Because I used fine glitter and it was all sealed really well, this only took 1 coat of epoxy before I could start adding on my decals. So here I am, and I'm going to add this autumn leaves and pumpkin please on the top of the tumbler, and then I'm going to use this black striping in order to outline and kind of correct some of those little crooked areas that I have, or where some glitter went over where I didn't quite want it to go. And it really finishes off the tumbler really, really well. So I am just going to, I'm going to start going around my cup first and getting all of those black pinstripes on there going around the cup, and then I will go up and down the cup. I am going to really show you really this one going around the cup, because you'll figure it out. I'm going to cut off the other two, and then I will show you how I do the up and down stripes as well. Alright, now I'm going to put my stripes going up and down the cup. I am starting my vinyl here just at the top of the base of the striping. So I am then going to put it as straight as I can, and I am going to cut the vinyl on the bottom edge of the top stripe. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I just don't want super thick pieces of vinyl on my cup, so I am trying to minimize the overlapping on that top and bottom pinstripe pattern. And here in just a second, I zoom in to show you guys exactly what I mean about cutting it off at the bottom of the top pinstripe. So I'm again just laying it down, butting it up to the pinstripe on the bottom, going as straight as I can up the cup, and then when I get to the top, once my finger hits that top vinyl, I'll stop pressing it down, and then I am going to take my craft knife and I'm going to zoom in here, and I'm going to show you, see how I'm at the bottom of that pinstripe so it doesn't overlap on the top. And then I just keep going around the cup until all of my pinstripes are complete. So now I'm going to take my big decal and I'm going to figure out exactly where I want it to be on my cup. I am also going to take it and I'm going to trim out the outside of the writing. That way there's not just like this square outside of my writing. It kind of follows along with the words, so it makes it harder for you to see the decal as opposed to just the writing. I'm going to use the hinge method in order to apply my decal. So I just take that backing and I cut a little bit of it away, and then I put it on my cup exactly where I want it to be, make sure it's nice and straight, and then I press down the part of the decal that is exposed to my cup. I then press down that side, and then I take the backing and I expose a little more, and then I just start very slowly and carefully pushing the backing off while pushing the decal on. And there we go. our cup is done aside from the last 2 layers of epoxy that I put on it. I did not film that, but I went ahead and I put 2 layers of epoxy on, and our cup is all done. Here's the final result. I know that this was a long one, you guys, and I'm really sorry about that, but in my opinion, it was completely worth it. Look how cute this cup is. If you have stuck around to the very, very end, I really appreciate it. Thank you so, so much. Please hit like, please subscribe, please share with your friends. I really appreciate all of it. If you have any questions, comment down below. If you have any comments, comment down below. Again, thank you for watching to the end. I really appreciate it, and let me know if you guys enjoyed this one. Bye.
You can connect with me on social media with Facebook and Instagram, and you can also send me an email. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. But now it's time for you to watch the video that's suggested for you on the screen. Have a great day. Bye.